Hello, everybody. It's Graham Cofe from My Music, with My Music, and actually also the music today of Emma Wharton, who is joining me for a conversation with all of you wonderful people out there, whatever it is that you're doing. If you're enjoying your breakfast, then it's a bit late, but it might be the right time because this might be a completely different day of the week. We will find out about Emma, her music, what she's doing, straight after this.
Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop. Keep on, don't stop.
Thank you for joining me today. What have you been up to already today? You say you've been to the supermarket, you've been walking the dog.
Yeah,
Busy
just went
morning.
down to Asda and then took my dog for a walk. He's absolutely insane, but he's great.
Yeah. Do you find everyday life going out, sort of just even just to like the supermarket or taking your dog for a walk? Do you find that kind of inspirational in terms of writing music?
Yeah, like if I go somewhere quite like scenic and locations and things can create song inspiration or events like along the day, things I do. I'm always writing music about, it's quite storytelling. It usually has a story behind it.
Yeah. Do you prefer as a listener to listen to music that tells a story?
Um, Sometimes like I do like storytelling songs. I like it to have meaning, but obviously a lot of songs can have complete different meanings to different people. So it's, yeah, not always just about the meaning, but like if it's one that loads of different people can kind of resonate with, kind
That's
of thing.
important. Yeah, no, that's important. It's quite hard though, isn't it? I was discussing this with the guests yesterday. It's quite hard when you write storytelling type
Yeah.
songs to then put them out in terms of social media and stuff these days because everything's all about that kind of like 20-second, even 10-second little soundbite clip. And in a way, if you write songs which tell a little story, you want people to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Do you find that? Do you have to, like, if you're like thinking about a release, for example, do you have to think long and hard about which bit you're gonna sort of tease out there?
Yeah, I tend to put the bit with like the most like power and the most emotion. But I also try and choose a part of it that basically like explains whatever the song's about just in that little clip kind of.
Yeah.
So a lot
I
of my
noticed
choruses will be
I know
quite explanatory. Song
I
is.
noticed on your not just on your Instagram, but you've got a YouTube channel as well. A lot of that is you doing covers of other people's songs. Is that how you started? Is that
Yeah. So I was just singing. Started quite young, going to like open mic nights and stuff, and there was a few local pubs that let me go in and gig. So from about the age of 16, I was singing with backing tracks, just covers, and then I started writing, but I never actually started putting like music to my songs until I started playing guitar.
what was the what was the worst choice of song that you ever covered?
Probably Valerie. It's
Really?
just, it's just too common. Like I don't know. It's the bane of my life now. If I'm in a venue and someone looks at me and they're like, "Can you sing Valerie for me?" or "Can you sing Wonderwall?" I'm just like, "I'm going home."
You're like, yeah, I can, but I
I
really
can.
don't want
I
to.
do.
Yeah. You know what you
I
should do
always
in
end
that,
up doing it anyways, but
you know what you should do in that situation? You should say, right, okay, I will play for you this song,
yeah.
but you have to sing it.
That's what I tend to do. I'm like, do you want to sing it?
Yeah,
Mm,
that's the way to do
yeah,
it. That's the way to do it. Give that opportunity to the crowd so they can either sing along. I mean, if it's Wonderwall, I reckon you could probably just get the crowd to sing it. If it's
yeah.
Valerie, I don't know that I'd like to hear a lot of drunken crowds singing Valerie. It's probably
That's
really bad.
usually the case. If ever it is covered, it is just the crowd singing it, so it's not too bad. Like,
Yeah,
at
we
least
have
the
a
crowd.
local covers band called the IOUs. Hello, IOUs, if you're watching. And I know as part of their set on a regular basis, um, they do Teenage Dirtbag, right? And
Yeah,
there's the middle section of Teenage Dirtbag where there's a female voice, which actually wasn't a female voice, but you know what I mean. I got two
yeah.
tickets to that bit, and every single time when they do that, they get someone up from the audience to sing that bit. It's always dreadful. It's always. Sorry if you're watching, but it is. It's always. Well, maybe I think once I've heard it sung reasonably, but it's always dreadful. Do you get, if having grown up doing those kind of gigs, etc., where people do know the words and they do sing along? Do you kind of how do you kind of drown your ears out to the audience if it's dreadful singing?
When I sing, it's like a lot of the time, because I've got quite bad anxiety as well, I kind of like dissociate. So I'll be engaging with the crowd and things, but a lot of the time I'm just completely solely hearing myself and my guitar. The background noise
That's
just
great.
kind of disappears. It's like I have tunnel vision, and yeah, I'm quite lucky that my ears do that for me.
I think it's one time when the anxiety is pretty useful then, to be
Yeah.
honest. So probably not
Good
a lot of
time
the
to come
time.
in.
Now listen, on your Instagram, your main photo is you looking the other way. Is that deliberate? Is that part of you? Are you quite a shy person, or you could? It's quite a kind of, Jim Morrison type of moment in a way, isn't it? With you looking the other way and just the guitar looking outwards. Um, is that because you
Yeah.
are quite shy and you are quite anxious, or is it, is it a statement?
Yeah, it's like I think a lot of my life I always like hid behind myself kind of thing, and I've always suffered with anxiety and portraying emotion. So when I picked up a guitar, I found that that was the way that I could release my emotion. I could write these songs and put music to it, and then singing them was a release. It was the way to like get through. And I feel like when I go on stage, I'm almost a different person. It's kind of like an
Mm.
alter ego, bit Hannah Montana-y, but a bit cooler. But I do. I feel like all my friends and family are like, we can't believe you're going on radio shows and talking, and you're going on stages in front of people. And like a couple of years ago, it just wouldn't happen. I was just too anxious, and I kept dipping in and out the music scene because I couldn't do it. And now it's like every gig I have booked in, I'm at the gig no matter how I'm feeling. I'll go and do what I've got to do.
Are you finding it is getting easier as you do it more?
Yeah, like now it's like I love it. It's just if I'm having a bad day and I'm anxious or I'm quite down, then there's usually in the past I'd just not turn up. But I had
Yeah.
to learn how to work against that and to get better at time management and things. And once I've actually gone and I've done it, as soon as I'm there, I'm fine and I love it. And it gets easier. Like talking and things, it's like it was always my worst nightmare growing up, talking in front of people. And the more I've done it, the more radio shows I've done. I'm always hosting charity events and gigs and stuff, so I'm always now engaging with people. It has just became kind of natural.
Do you find that you're getting a group of people watching you that sort of are empathetic towards you and respond to that as well? Because I went to see supporting she won't mind me saying this. I went to see watching Ellie Dixon in concert. I went to see the support band was Molly Coddled, who's been on here as well, and she spent a lot of the time in between songs, sort of talking to the audience about her anxiety and things that she struggled with, and she kind of was asking the audience, are you like this too? And hands were going up, and you could feel like this kind of warmth growing between her and the audience, because ultimately she was sharing her vulnerability, and people in the audience were loving the fact that they could be vulnerable as well. Do you find that when you play?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my songs, like my originals, people when I sing them tend to resonate, and then it's like they start engaging because they feel like they can be more open about it. If you're being vulnerable, then it gives other people the will to be, kind of, and it's nice. It's like that's the goal, really. I want people to resonate with things and feel like they can do things despite whatever's going on with them.
Yeah. Do you keep surprising yourself? I mean, do you
Yeah.
keep surprising? Yeah.
All the time. I'll be like, I can't believe I just done that. Like, I'm always in shock, but at the time, it's like I've been doing it my whole life. It is like just an alter ego. It's, but yeah.
When was the last time you surprised yourself?
Um, Probably my radio appearance the other day. I was really quite anxious about it 'cause I was talking about my single release and stuff, and I'd had a really bad day, and I still just went and I done it. And afterwards, when I was listening back to it, I was just like, I can't believe that's me. And listening to my song, it's my first release. It made me think back over the last few years and the things that could have stopped me doing what I was doing, and that I've fought through, and I've now got to the point where I am releasing the song that is the main goal of why I wanted to get music out there, really. So
Yeah, it could be things like radio can be a scary thing for people.
yeah.
And it's great bit of advice I got given early on in radio, because I started in like commercial radio many moons ago, and one of my first shows had an audience of 300,000 people, and I just went, ow. It's like you should not let that enter your head. I know
Yeah.
it's minuscule compared with some people's audience figures, but and you suddenly get like this panic, like I'm talking to that many people, and somebody who was very very wise said to me, the best thing you can do in that situation, and the best thing you can ever do in an interview situation or radio situation, is just focus on you talking to one person, right? Forget everybody else, just focus. Is what is one-on-one, you're talking to one person, because actually it makes it more personable anyway. If you start thinking about trying to talk to a big audience, then you start talking in that way. But if you make it quite intimate, it really helps. And it has, and I've been talking to myself ever since, with the exception of a few guests that come on here. So yeah, no, I mean, it's great. What radio station was that?
It was Islington, so it's Big Condor Records radio show on Islington Radio.
Oh,
But we
Big
played an
Condo.
exclusive of my song at the end as well.
That's fantastic. Now that's the label that you're signed to as well. How did that all come about?
So I was doing charity events, hosting them, and was having loads of musicians on and things. And then I came across Big Condo and just started doing a few gigs for them as like a support act for certain gigs. Like the Big Condo Weekender and stuff. I played at 2 of them. And then I think it was last year, the start of last year maybe, they asked me to be their charity fundraising officer. So then I started running all of the charity stuff within the label. we raise money for all sorts, ghost and animal rescue. Can't even remember most of the names. Ocean cleanup, but we raised a fair amount, and then following that, this year in January, Rosie called me in for a meeting and offered me a record deal.
Oh, that's
So
fantastic.
we've
Now, listen,
been such
there's a
amazing.
quiz I'm going to insert at this point in the interview, folks, for anybody that's listening. Emma is not the first big Condor artist that's been on here. So your task, if you care to accept it, is to go and find out who the. Do you know?
I know, I've
You know.
watched it.
You, Emma's watched it. She knows. See if you know, right? If you know, put it in the comments when this is going out. Emma will judge. All right, she will look at the comments and see if you get it right. Okay. Sounds like as a kind of a record label, it's more like a family, which I think is a really wonderful thing. Is that how it
Yeah.
feels?
Yeah, like on my radio show the other day, I was literally saying that myself, like that it does just feel like another family. It's really, we're all really supportive of each other. Rosie, who runs it, is just amazing. He's helped me build a lot of confidence and just all the opportunities that they always have, but they always proper look after you. It is just like when we're working together, it's like we've all known each other our whole lives. It's nice.
Is there someone else on the label that you've watched or you've heard the music of now that you'd like to maybe do a duet with or do something with, get involved with, do a collab?
There's been a brief talk between myself and Dono. I do acoustic pop, but I do throw in a bit of what I like to call rap sing. So I like sing rap stuff. But I'd like to do a collab with Dono and maybe Mike Ryan and Amber Alara.
There you go. Well, let's see if that could happen, folks. If you're watching this, you now know. Let's try and make that happen. That would be fantastic. I don't do any kind of rap other than dad rapping, which is really embarrassing. I think it's probably on the scale of asking for Valerie or Wonderful at an event. It's kind of that kind of level of sort of thing. It is quite fun, but it's really bad. One of my sons can rap really well though, and they're all into rap as well. It's not a genre I can say that I've listened to all of the time. It's not, so I don't quite know where they picked it up from, but I guess it's the kind of entertainment value of it as much as anything else. In terms of your music, you say you're kind of like acoustic pop, but where would you like to push in terms of your music that you haven't already?
I want to release an album. I do also like rock music, so I'd quite like to do a little project on rock as well, but I am mainly acoustic pop.
Because you've got that in your voice, haven't you? You've got a bit of grit in your voice. Yeah.
Growing up, I was like more listening to rock more than pop, but I don't know, I listen to such a wide variety. I want to kind of like combine it all. I just haven't completely figured it out yet.
Yeah, I do. It's quite nice actually if you get an artist that's sort of more gentle in their music overall in terms of sort of tempo, etc., and then suddenly they release this bit of angst. I think it's quite cool. I don't know. Have you listened to the last Arlo Parks album, for example? And then a lot of her stuff's quite subtle, quite gentle. And then on the last album there was a full on rock track, which I thought was great. It kind of showed a different side to her. So yeah, it'd be good to hear your rock voice. Do you incorporate any out and out rock songs in your set when you're doing the rounds?
I do a couple, but I do play them acoustic, but I still tend to sing them as I'd sing them if they weren't acoustic.
What are those? I'd love to know.
Smells Like Teen Spirit I can do.
Ooh.
Used to do Seven Nation Army. Quite like Bring Me the Horizon and
Oh, there goes the dog.
you shut mine
Stop
out,
it.
he'd be barking through.
Honestly, the cheek of it. Interrupting the music interview at this moment in time. I'd love to. Do you know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see you doing "Sex on Fire" by Kings of Leon.
A song.
Yeah.
I will do that. I will get a cover up on Instagram.
That would be brilliant. Because also I think it just it needs a female version of that out there. That's really hot. What are you working on for the rest of 2024? More gigs, more music? Are you releasing anything more this year?
So I've got my last tour date on the big Condor tour is on the 10th of May. So in a week. And then in August on the 30th, well, midnight. So midnight on the 30th, I'm releasing my first single, Slipped Away, with Big Condo. And then I'll have another single coming out later in the year, but I'll be gigging in between on the weekender and stuff.
And that will go on Spotify and everything else, will it?
Tidal, Apple, Deezer, everything.
Fantastic. So we look forward to seeing that and listening to that. The gig, where's the gig? Where can people come and see you?
It's round the corner in Liverpool, so it's in the hometown of Big Condo as well, so it'll be quite nice. There's a few roaster artists on, so there's Brian Hobbs, Mike Ryan, and it's the alt single release night as well.
Oh, fantastic. Our guest yesterday was from Liverpool as well. Do you feel like Liverpool's really buzzing again musically at the moment? I mean, obviously it's got such a great heritage in terms of music, but do you feel it's just kind of really finding a fantastic new place in the sort of music world, Liverpool at the moment? It seems to be there's a lot of talent coming out of Liverpool.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent, but I feel like it's quite hard being a talent, like trying to get into the venues and stuff if you're not known or if you're just starting out and stuff. Like I really struggled when I first started out to get the gigs and stuff because there's so many musicians now that are amazing. It's hard, but it's a lovely little community and everyone seems to know each other.
Do you know what I think needs to happen? And this is the God's honest truth. Is I honestly believe that, especially with the kind of music that you play, that somebody from up there needs to put something on down here where we are, because it is devoid down here. There's just we have a lack of. And now all of the musicians that from this area are going to say, no, there's plenty going on. But there's not, in the same way that there's such great scene going on up north and in London and whatever. There's not the same amount of stuff happening sort of south of Bristol. So if anyone feels the need, maybe Big Condo, if perhaps you could have a look at it and go, okay, let's do a whole load of artists down in Exeter or something sometime. That'd be great. I just think you could find a whole new market.
Like we've been touring, so we're doing a 33 city tour, but each artist are doing about 5 dates or longer, and then so that gives us an opportunity to get out there. I've done Stoke-on-Trent and Warrington and Chester and a few others, but it gives musicians that are just starting out in that an opportunity as well, because we always have people supporting us. So if anyone ever wanted to try and get a slot on one of the gigs, like I've got my single release as well at the Swinging Arm on the Wirral, 30th of August. We'll need artists for that. So if anyone wanted to get involved, you just email the label and they'll hopefully get you on a gig.
Oh, there you go. The good old Wirral. I see pictures of the Wirral every week, by the way, because I have a client in the Wirral. Are you actually near the lake? Are you near the water?
I'm literally a 2-minute walk away from it. Less than that, I could probably see it out the window.
you probably see my client. They run a nutrition club in the area, and they're always out walking their dog Jax,
I
Um,
probably do. I've got a dog myself, haven't I? So probably bump
yeah,
into them.
yeah. Zoe, if you're out and you see Emma, say hi. All right. There we
My
go. You
dog's a
might
bit
meet,
beautiful, so I'll keep my distance with my crazy dog.
make a new friend. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. See how quickly the time just flies on here.
It does. Crazy.
I look forward to hearing your music as it comes out this year, and I wish you all the best for the future as well with what you're doing. Keep doing it. You're a great talent, and we need sensitive songwriters like yourself putting out great stuff, great music into the world. So please do continue to do it.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you're overcoming the obstacles as they arrive. I think it's nice that we don't see everybody that's exactly the same out there in the world. We need people that are different, and we need people that people can relate to as well. So that's a good thing. Emma, thank you for coming on today. Please, everyone, be upstanding unless you're on a bus, and because otherwise someone will nick your seat. For Emma Wharton, do go and check out her music, and if you've enjoyed this today, please do go and share it with other people in your community. If you haven't enjoyed it, sorry, 26 minutes of your life wasted. You can get it back by going into your local supermarket, filling up your basket, and then just leaving it. Think about it. Until next time,